Hey, how's it going? Thanks so much for checking out this video. My name is Ray, there's one of me, and today I'm going to show you how I use the Bugera V5 Infinium all-tube combo amp. So I actually bought this amp for only $150 used, and that included the tax and the shipping. That blew me away. For the longest time, I felt tube amps were just kind of out of range for me, like price-wise and kind of maintenance-wise. But this thing was only $150. And as far as maintenance is concerned, there's a little LED light on the back. If your tube goes bad, there's only one power tube. It's an EL84. If that goes bad, the little light lights up, lets you know your tube's gone bad, and you just have to replace the EL84. There's also a 12AX7 in the preamp, but those kind of basically last forever. Unless something happens where it gets kind of ringy or something's bad with the tube, the 12AX7, they virtually last forever. You really only have to replace the EL84. Bugera also says that they have this tube life multiplier thing that you can get about 20 times the tube life. We'll have to see about that. I don't know. I mean, I bought this used, so I don't actually know how long the previous owner had it before me. So I don't know how old these tubes are. So that's kind of interesting to see. But so far, I've been playing these things, this amp, like pretty much every day for hours a day. And that little light hasn't come on yet. So I think I'm good to go. But the reason why I kind of went back to tube amps is I kind of love the idea of having all the power at my hands on my guitar and not being tethered down to a pedal board as much anymore or my mic stand. I bought a wireless unit, so at my shows I'm kind of running around the crowd and really getting people into it. You know, I can really be a lot more physical. Even though I'm a big guy, I can be very physical at my shows and really kind of get people into it. I don't want to just be here all night tapping pedals all night. So other than like my looper and my drum machine, that's all I have anymore. I sold all the rest of my pedals and I'm just using a tube amp. And the reason why I was looking at Bugera is not just the price, is the fact that they're low wattage. This is a 5-watt all tube amp. So at 5 watts though, it still gets really crazy loud. There's probably not too many venues that I'm playing around Pittsburgh where I can get away with going full 5-watt, other than maybe Jurgles, Rhythm Grill, or like maybe Mr. Small Theater. Those are the kind of places. Even there, I think the sound guy probably tell you to turn it down a little bit, even at 5 watts. And I'm a solo artist too, so I'm not playing with a drummer, so I don't necessarily need some crazy 20-watt, 50-watt, 100-watt tube amp. But I do all my video stuff here, my recording stuff in my apartment, and there's even at 5 watts, there's no way I can turn this amp up to its sweet spot and not blow everybody away in this apartment building. So on the back, what's is really cool is that they have an attenuator. So you can go down to 1 watt, or even right now, I only have it at 1/10 of a watt. So I put it on 1/10 of a watt so I can get away with turning the amp all the way up. I have the gain all the way up, the tone all the way up, the volume all the way up. The reverb, I have about between 2 and 3. That's kind of where I like it. You could dial in the reverb to your own taste or even take it out altogether. It is a digital reverb. Some people might be bummed that it's not a true spring reverb, but I think it sounds pretty good. I just kind of have it on just a little bit of ambiance in the background. But the reason why I turn it all the way up too is like, then I can have everything this amp has to offer is ready to go, and I can kind of set it and forget it. And then all night long, I'm just riding my volume knob and my tone knobs to kind of dial in my tone. So let me show you how I do that. I can do everything from a clean tone to, edge of breakup, to crunch, to full on distortion. And I don't even have to touch the amp. It's all ready to go. Just let those tubes cook. So I'm going to start with clean tone. So I'll put the volume on my guitar. Probably about 3 is all. And you get a nice clean tone like this. Let me play something. This is a song I wrote. It's in the key of E. I still don't have a title for it. If you've watched my videos, you might have heard this before. But this is a little thing I wrote in E, just to show you how you can do a clean tone. Pretty clean, right? There might be just a touch of breakup there. I'll have to listen to the playback, but in the room, it sounds pretty clear. Let me do one more clean tone example. This is my song that I wrote called My Jenny. It's off my first record. There's links in the description to all of my music and links and stuff like that to my other social media. So definitely check that out too, man. It really helps me out. So this is a song called My Jenny, using a clean tone. Notice I didn't touch the amp. All I did was put my volume on 3 on my guitar, and my tone is all the way up on 10. So it sounds like this. I'm also kind of playing with a light touch there too. And I think it sounds great. So let me move on now. Real quick too, I didn't tell you my signal chain. I have it mic'd up with a Shure. It's a 57A beta. That's going through my Audio Box Go by PreSonus. And I'm actually running Reaper as my DAW. And I'm just recording everything with this microphone. I'm not using any plugins, no EQ, nothing. It's just what the microphone is hearing, which is different than what you would hear in the room. The microphone, I have it close to the cone of the speaker, like right at the, not the cone, but like right at the top of it. The dust cap is what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to get more treble out of it that way. But in the room, it sounds really nice and warm. All right, so let me turn up just a little bit. I'll probably put the guitar now. Now, I kind of do this by feel. I don't really sit there and stare at my guitar and be, oh, I'm on 4, I'm on 5. I kind of do it by ear. But just to let you guys know, I'll probably put it around just below 5. And I'll play this song. It's a song off my first record, too. It's called Fire in My Eyes. And I'll start off kind of with a light, kind of edge of breakup, kind of light gain, and then it kind of gets a little bit more crunchy, and I'll just turn up the volume a little bit from here. So let me start off about just under 5, and it sounds like this. Again, notice I didn't touch the amp. The amp's all the way up. I'm just doing it all right here on the guitar. So yeah, let me do another example of something that's kind of on the crunchy side, light gain kind of thing. Here's my song. This is one I'm yet to record. It's called Muddy Mississippi. It's kind of got a country twang to it. And I'll put it again, probably around that 4 or 5 mark, kind of a nice low gain like this. Sorry for my flubs. I'm not quite warmed up yet today. So yeah, there you go. And then if you want to get a little bit more gain, just turn it up. I'll put it around like 7 or 8 now. Let me think of a good song that kind of lives here. Probably my song Barkeeper. It's like a blues rock, hard rock kind of vibe. Not as good as Joe Bonamassa, but it's kind of fun to play. This again for my first record. I don't know, I've been feeling my first record lately. I have a lot of fun riffy stuff that kind of demonstrates this amp really nicely. And it goes like this. This is again on just volume on my guitar around 8. It goes like this. So yeah, man, it gets pretty dirty. All right, and probably what you all been waiting for. Turn the damn thing all the way up, right? Let me put it on 10 here. Now, the one thing I do have to say about the V5, it's called a V5 because they're going for a vintage thing, right? So this is not going to get into like super high gain. You know, it's not like a Mesa Boogie or a Marshall or an Orange. It doesn't have like a super high gain. This is about as much distortion as you're going to get out of it on 10. I'll play them like it's kind of a hard rock. I wouldn't call it metal, but it's metal inspired riff. This is from a song. The working title is Outside the Lines. I wrote this song way back when I was 16 years old, and I've been kind of retooling it. I'm going to add some different lyrics to it, and eventually I'm going to record it. And it sounds like this. This is with it all the way up on 10 now. Everything's on 10. Whimsical, right? You know what's crazy too? That was up on 10, the amp's on 10. I'm standing right next to this thing and it's like conversational level. It's so nice and quiet. Yet when you mic it close, you would never know the difference. You know, it sounds like a huge amp mic'd up. You know, the one thing I do have to say, it comes with an 8-inch speaker that's a, what is it called? A turbo sound. The only thing I could look up about turbo sound speakers, it looks like they do a lot of loudspeakers, like PA speakers and like DJ speakers, that kind of stuff. So it's interesting they're getting into the world of guitar speakers. I think it sounds fine. It's an 8-inch, so it sounds like an 8-inch speaker. Really everything, the build quality of this amp, everything is really nice, especially again, $150 used. Now, if you were to buy it new, it might be, I don't know, who knows with the way prices are going up now. You'll have to look on Guitar Center, Sweetwater, all the different places you guys go to look for gear. It's probably the $200-300 range, maybe a little over 300 brand new. I'm not sure. I'd have to look actually. But so that was through the included speaker. I'm going to do another video where I'm actually going to put it through this little Bugera. It's the 12-inch speaker. It's still a turbo sound, but it's a 12-inch woofer, and it's got a closed back. The V5, the 8-inch, has an open back. So with a 12-inch speaker and a closed back, it gives you a bit of a different tone. Even though it's the same amp, the amp doesn't really change. The speaker makes it sound change more, actually. So yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. I'll probably put that video out tomorrow where I do the V5 through the 12-inch speaker. Thank you guys so very much, man. If you're liking the videos, I'm trying to make these like no frills, like there's no cuts, there's no fancy editing. I kind of want you guys to hear this stuff as is. Like, you can really dress gear up and make it look and sound better than it is. I'm giving you, you know, what you see is what you get. This is what it sounds like. And this is how I use it. Like, I know a lot of you guys in the comments might be like, well, what happens if you turn the gain down? What happens if you turn the volume? You know, you can mess with that if you were to buy one of these on your own. Honestly, if I was to turn, let me show you an example. Like, if I turn the gain down, let me show you first here on the guitar. So I have, like I said, I have the guitar on about 3. So there's a clean tone. I didn't touch the amp. But let's say I did that now on here instead. All right, I have to kind of go down to about 3 on here. Let me turn the guitar all the way up on 10. Doesn't sound much different, does it? All right, let me turn the gain all the way back up to 10 and roll it back on here. Now I'm on 3 on here. You might get this the tiniest bit more volume by turning the gain down, but not really. So that's kind of why I do that, you know? You're kind of controlling the gain, like instead of having the gain knob here, this becomes your gain knob. That's kind of why I wanted to buy a tube amp. Is again, I could just run everything off my guitar. That's how guys used to do it back in the day before there was a ton of different pedals. They would just turn a tube amp up to its, you know, to the spot where the maximum they wanted to get out of it. Like, you don't necessarily have to turn it up to 10. I would suggest turning a tube amp up to like the maximum that you want to get out of it, right? The highest gain you want to get out of it, the highest treble you want to get out of it, or whatever you dial your EQ. The EQ on this is just a tone. And I found it to be very, very mellow sounding. So I just cranked it all the way up, and it's still mellow, even with it all the way up. That might be because of the attenuator too. The attenuator might take some treble away. So that's probably why it's mellow. If you put it on 5 watts, you probably get your treble back. But again, I can't do 5 watts in this apartment, man. Even it wouldn't be worth it, because like I wouldn't be able to crank it to where I want it to be. It would be way too loud. So real quick too, before I go, let me show you that you can do some lead guitar stuff with this. Again, it's not a super high gain amp, so you're not going to do like some wailing, you know, Eddie Van Halen's kind of solo. But I think it's good for, like, I have a song called Youth is Wasted on the Young. And it's got like a nice light gain kind of solo that sounds like this. So it's in the key of C. It goes like this. So there you go. I'm controlling the gain just with the volume pot. And yeah, I mean, you get some gain out of it. But again, it's not like super metal. Let me try something that's maybe high, a song I would normally use higher gain, maybe something like, you know, where I tap. mean, it gets you most of the way there. I mean, you always could, if you really wanted to, you could use a drive pedal with this to get you the rest of the way there. If you need more gain, you could use a pedal. But I like this amp. I feel like this is the ultimate rhythm guitar amp. I definitely will use it for rhythm guitar on my upcoming albums that I want to record. And I'll use it for kind of the lighter gain solo stuff. I mean, I think it sounds great. It's great for classic rock stuff, hard rock. And again, you can clean it up, you know? I don't know what that was. I'm not a jazzer, but you get the idea. And you don't even have to touch the amp. All right, guys, thank you so much as always. I think that'll conclude right there. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Definitely, you know, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. I am so very close. I'm at like almost at that 4,000 watch hour threshold to get into AdSense. And that's all because of you guys, man. You guys are amazing. You're keeping the stream alive. Please check out my links too in the description to my music, my Spotify. I don't really promote my music nearly enough. I am a professional musician, believe it or not. I do write songs. I do play shows. I'm still stuck in the bars and the wineries and the, you know, those kind of places and the breweries and those kind of vibes. Sometimes I play like a theater or something. You know, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to do it. It's so hard being solo. It's hard being independent. So the likes, the shares, the subscribes, follow me on Spotify, the streaming services. It really does help. I am looking to re-record maybe my first 2 albums because I don't really like how they turned it out because I did it like real minimal and I want to kind of do more of a full production. You'll see what I mean when I put it out. Also, consider joining my Patreon. It's only starts at $3 a month. I'm definitely gonna be doing, I know I keep saying it, but I'm gonna be doing some bonus content over there. And actually, because I got to the 3,000 watch hours here on YouTube, you now can actually become a member on YouTube. And I'll be like, either if you want to do that, if you want to go to extra step to help support the channel, either become a YouTube member or a patron. Don't do both because I'm going to end up doing like the same bonus content on both. Like, so if you're a YouTube member, you'll get like the YouTube live stream, but if you do Patreon, I'll send you the link for the YouTube live stream. So either way, you're in the club, whether you do it through Patreon or you do it through YouTube, it's all the same. So I just figured like some people are more comfortable with Patreon. Some are more comfortable with just staying here on YouTube. So that's kind of why I did it that way. All the links are in the description for all that stuff. Yeah, like I said, I'll be back hopefully tomorrow. I'll put the V5, I'll use it just as a head and I'll put it through the 12-inch turbo sound and we'll see if that makes, you know, a little bit more of a difference. All right, guys, I'll see you then. Take care. All right, bye.